Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Steelers offense and Russell Wilson headed back onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 2. A handoff for Warren. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. Dancing away at the 35. And he will have a Steelers first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Wiggles free. They find some open field here. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
I think the reason that this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. On the give, it's Warren. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Here's a 2nd and 5. Now a give, running left is Harris. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. On 3rd down, here's Harris. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. It's rare that a man his size can at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about tiny? You're talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half.
And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10.
Right at the 30.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. First target, first catch, and a first down.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
He finds his tight end, Goddard. That's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Up the middle with Barkley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
They'll run it again with Barkley. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
Well, how about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
The Eagles send out their punter now. They'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. And now out come the Steelers. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Now a run with Warren.
Pushes past him. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Well, a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17.
Now Wilson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down.
This is where the NFL is headed year by year, partner. A league where just about everyone has someone under center who can get you with their legs as well as their arm. And we've certainly had a nice display of that from both QBs in this game. And that continued with that first down run.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Well, Charles, looked like that had to be a mix-up there defensively.
You always question that type of confusion. They actually lost him in the middle of the field, gave him all sorts of room to run, and he took big-time advantage of it. That's an error you just can't make on the defensive side of the ball.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. On the give, this is Harris. Shoves him aside. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
124 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles. Gain some additional yardage.
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line.
Jordan Davis picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Throwing is Wilson. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Harris. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
2 things to watch. First, his strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
A 2nd field goal here this 3rd quarter, and his 3rd of the game so far.
He's been an important part of the offense, that's for sure, and they may need him again before this one's said and done. So I would treat him like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. Leave him alone and let him focus.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley.
He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
I think if they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
2nd and 9.
Again, it's Barkley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Here's a give up the middle. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And they'll need the 39 here for a first. This is 3rd down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Alex Highsmith making the nice play and getting the sack. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain.
That's multiple times now he's tagged them with a big gain with his legs. Really showing off some nice awareness and the ability to correctly realize when he's got a chance to tuck it and go himself.
Harris running straight ahead. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Pushing through the contact. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Steelers on third down. They've been really good, converting 7 of their 10 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2. They run again with Harris. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
Here's Wilson. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Late in the game, he's certainly doing everything in his power to buy time for his guys to make a play. But in this case, he's surrounded, and all he has room to do is to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now Chris Boswell for the Steelers field goal try. This one from 46 yards out. Boswell's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist, but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They begin with a run by Barkley. And space tough to come by there as they'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. Now 2nd and 9. Hurts. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
They're giving those short little routes, tackled him in bounds too. They're just not wanting to get beat over the top.
Yeah, and if you can't really get downfield, take the short routes. But now you got to have guys who can actually break tackles and increase those gains.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll run for it with Barkley, and he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. Saquon Barkley denied on 4th down. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. So now with a 2-minute warning coming up fast, that puts a mammoth dent in their comeback hopes.
I like how you phrased it. It's a dent because there's still opportunity. They've got to get the ball back on defense, obviously twice. But guess what? This thing is not close to being over. They need to go ahead and play it out.
Not over. As you said, 2-score game still.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run. But you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that 1st down carry.
Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down.
And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. Now this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Five points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down.
Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Second and 6.
They'll keep it on the ground. Harris again. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop. 1:50 left in the football game.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
Now Harris. And he's just going to be short here. Barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
Yeah, Mike Tomlin going to roll up the sleeves here and say, let's go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson.
That is caught. And he is going to have a Steeler 1st down. All smiles on that sideline. That should be the one to do it.
It's a gain of 7, and that should just about do it.
This game has been a lesson, a clinic in how to throw the football. I mean, even with a big lead, they're not turning off the engine. They're not getting off the gas at all. They plan to keep going at them, and it's working for them.
And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. With that, we say so long from Philly.